Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about HBO Max's Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Episode 3. Let's get right into it. Spoilers! Okay, so we have skipped ahead 3 years, and Alicent had a baby. He's 2 years old. It's his name day. It's his birthday. Everybody going hunting. She pregnant with another baby, and that's what's happening. Though we start off with a scene of the crab feeder feeding one of the sea snakes men to the crabs, and Daemon roll up on the dragon and start burning them up, and they run into the caves. So they hide in the caves every time the dragon comes around. So that's how they're getting away from that. So we got this whole name day situation going on. You got people on the council coming and talking about they need to do something about the steps and the crab feeder and the pirates, and the king don't want to have nothing to do with that, especially not right now on his son's birthday. He like, let's focus on this. They started that war on their own. They got to deal with the consequences of said actions. So it is what it is. So I kind of don't blame him on that. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. Kind of don't blame him on that, because they did start that war on their own, but he needs to help them. If it's been 3 years now and they still fighting, trying to take these dudes out, something ain't right here with that picture. So they commence to go on with their little hunt in the Kingswood, and they're trying to get Rhaenyra to come along. She under the weirwood tree, chilling, had a dude singing the song, the lute player. Queen come, Alicent, to come get her because her father looking for her. And they having a little power struggle with the lute player. And I'm like, see, this is why this is messed up. That was her best friend. Now it's her stepmother. Get the heck out of here. It's gonna be problems. Anyway, she convinced her to finally get up off her butt and go. So they all go to the Kingswood to do this hunt. He being told, the king that is, that it's this silver-tailed deer out there for him, and it's a sign that, is for, his son and all of that. So he going along with it at first, drinking himself under the table all day. It's not looking good. And once they finally do catch the damn thing, it's not even a silver-tailed one. It's just a regular one, and he go ahead and kill it. He didn't really want to, but since it wasn't the one he thought it was supposed to be, the sign that is, he was disappointed. Meanwhile, because nobody's really there for her, Rhaenyra got a shitty attitude, and she done ran off, and dude that had her guard didn't have to chase her. So they out there, they get attacked by a boar, and she kills it, well, with the help of her guard dude. I forget his name. But yeah, they killed it, drug it back. She got blood all over, everybody looking all crazy. And she was really upset with her father because he was trying to, marry her off to a Lannister, to anybody who will take her, because she's 17 now. It's time for her to get married. And she ain't trying to hear that. So she was pissed about that. Lord have mercy. So then she have a talk with her father, and they discussed the fact that, she does need to get married, shore up her line and all of that kind of good stuff. But he's not going to try to push off on nobody else. She can decide for herself who she want to marry. So I'm interested to know who she going to pick. What's that going to look like? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's it going to be? I really want to know. So she's kind of satisfied with that. And even though everyone is pushing him, even the Lannister, the king, the hand of the king, everybody telling him that he needs to take Rhaenyra off the throne and install his son as the next heir. He then promised her on her mother's grave that he wasn't going to do that, that she was the next person to be in charge, to sit on the Iron Throne. She's going to be queen. So I'm interested to see how that's going to end up getting turned around too, because clearly that's what's going to lead up to this fight. And if he didn't promise twice now, for sure, that it's her, what's finna change his mind? What's finna mess him up? It's gonna be crazy to find out what that's gonna be. Then now we got, Daemon and the steps and fighting the crab feeder with Corlys Velaryon and his family. His son Lionel, who was also suggested that she marry to shore up their families. and he's a dragon rider apparently too. And and his uncle, whoever this dude is, I forget his name, but he was kind of a dick. But anyway, they we at our wits' end. They keep retreating into these caves. We don't know what to do. How we gonna get to them? They're gonna do this sacrifice move where one person go in and pretend like it's all over, and then because it was a good idea from one of the council members in King's Landing that he tried to help them out to show up to everything. He decided to go send some ships and 200 men to go help them out with the steps. Boy, he sent that note. Damon get that note, beat the crap out of the messenger, and was like, screw that, I'm doing this myself. I will be damned if he get here and take credit for solving this problem. So he tricked them by going over there, pretending to surrender, then get to slicing and dicing their asses as they came out thinking they was finna take him. But that's not the case. Crab Feeder looking around looking for Bloodworm. Bloodworm ain't showing up because Lionel got his own dragon, and he came in after all the men came out and roasted their ass. It was so beautiful. I was like, this is an awesome move. The rest of the army came in, took the rest of them out, and then Damon chased the Crab Feeder into one of the caves. Next thing you know, he coming out with half his body. I'm like, oh, he done sliced him in half. Crab Feeder is dead. It's over for him. Steps is done. All of them motherfuckers can go back to where they came from. That's what I got from that. So, that was this week's episode of House of the Dragon. It was so good. It was so good. See them dragons fighting, see the army, see Damon slice and dice through that whole army of people. Oh my goodness, it was so raw. It was so raw. I can't wait to see what the king gonna have to say about that. He gonna be to send them in for nothing. Get there, oh, it's over. Y'all can sail back now. Because we did it. We took care of everything. Thanks for nothing. I already see where that's going. So, yeah. That was this week's episode of Game of Thrones. I will see you guys next time for the next episode when we find out what the time jump gonna be and if Rhaenyra picked anybody to marry. Is she gonna be pregnant next episode? Don't know. What's gonna happen with Daemon? Is he gonna be accepted more freely by the king for what he did? Or is it gonna be something against the king and he's gonna be like, okay, you doing too much right now? I don't know. Can't wait to find out next week. See you guys then. Have a great day.